In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a voice AI outbound system for M&A advisors or investment banks. A system that quietly calls and lines up bookings on your calendar of people who are qualified and are interested to talk to you directly. We'll be using VAPI for the voice AI, N8N for the workflow, and Google Sheet as a sample CRM. It doesn't really matter which tools we're using. You can always use different tools and integrate, for example, your own CRM into this one in the system. So at the end of the video, you'll have a version that you can fully customize to your business. And if you need, I will also leave the downloads in the description below, so you can just plug and play into your business. And if at any point you have questions or need help setting this up, I do leave free consultation link in the description, so feel free to make use of that. With that said, let's get into the building. To start things off, we'll go into the overview of what we're building here. So we have the retail part, which has, let's say, it starts with the retail where we initiate the call. So that means that we're gonna pretty much start the batch or simply want to call someone and we start the call from there. Then the information, let's say, goes into N8N where we kind of connect our CRM. So in this case, it's Google Sheet, but again, you can use anything that you really want and you can connect it via N8N. So this tool in between. Don't worry, it's a bit daunting, but we will make it clear as we go along. So let's start with retail. So we have our agent. I simply now created one for, let's say, a fictitious company called Solvana M&A, and we're pretty much talking about a solar deal. So that is, let's say, the opportunity that we have. And just briefly, we simply assigned it a role. So that means that we were telling it who you are, a context. So we want to help it understand what is the setting that I am on. So I'm in a company called Solvana Capital. The opportunity is a solar opportunity. And I want you to take, let's say, the name, the phone number, and the email of this person, fetch it from the CRM, and then kind of address the person with their name, with their phone number, and with their email. And then let's say we ask it to say that there are bookable times between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Because what we're doing here is that we are building this agent that will go and call people in order to assess whether they're fit for a call with, of course, a human being. So we want, let's say, when we are offering slots, not to go beyond the 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. mark. And then we give a bit of a guideline. So what is the steps that you're gonna follow in the conversation? So more the conversation design, we can call it. And then we build the scenarios and the examples. So that means that we, let's say, exactly tell it what to say at which step. And we end, let's say, with a few functions that we want to call. So check the calendar, for example, book appointment, and request call, and so on and so forth. All right, next up, I think, so given that we now have the agent, it might be interesting to connect it already to the CRM. So that means that we need to have two things, and the workflow setup. So let's perhaps quickly set up the workflow here. So what do we want to do? So we want to know, for example, how the call went. So we will ask the transcript. And what we also can ask for is the summary of the call. And perhaps we would just want to, I don't know, get the phone number, the email, so things like that. All right, so with that set, then we can pretty much go into the workflow part, so building the actual automation. So what we will need is a webhook. So we go here and we select webhook, and we will of course need it to be production ready. One thing that I need you to pay attention to is to make sure to set it to post, because in N8N, what we are doing is that we are mirroring the HTTP request that we're, let's say, sending from. So in this case, we're sending a post request from Retell. That means that we need to match it and make it a post request. It might be a bit confusing because generally you would say that it should be a GET request because we're getting, which is honestly what I thought as well. But in this case, we need to mirror the sending part. All right, so we set it to post, and then what we can do is save for now. And I think we can do a test call, but maybe we can also connect Google Sheets already. Google Sheets, add or append a row. All right. I will need you first to build your own credentials, set your own credentials, then sheet within the document. Good. Really, we just need a pen, bro. We don't need to update. Then we select the exact document. It will show up here, our Solvana and M&A Retell, the sheet, which is sheet 1 in this case. And we will get all the fields that we will need to map now. And the way that we map it is that we need to do a test call in order for the information to come in, and then we can map all the fields accordingly. All right, so let's again save this and go to the execution. Set this to active, so we can activate. Good. And one thing that we will need actually is the production URL. So you can copy this by clicking on the URL itself. We go to Retell. Oh, I think I closed the tab. A mistake. And we go in agent level webhook, and that's where we paste it here. And yeah, I think now we are ready to test. Maybe to make it a bit personal, I will just add some quick information. So example what? And phone number, I'll just invent one now. 123. Cool. Let's make this. Hey there.
Hi, this is Ava from Solvana Capital. Is this Mo?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm following up on Max Porter's note about the solar investment round. Wanted to check if you had a chance to review it and if you'd like to ask anything or book a quick intro call with Max.
Yeah, I was wondering how much money are you raising?
Great question. Solvana Capital is raising $10 million in this round to expand our solar portfolio. Would you like more details on the investment structure or the types of projects included?
No, I think that's it. I just wanted to understand this. Maybe we can book a call?
Sounds good. Is there a specific weekday and time between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Central that works best for you to speak with Max?
Well, perhaps next week at 3 p.m. on Monday.
Let me check if Max is available next Monday at 3 p.m. Good news. Next Monday at 3 p.m. works. Just to double check, should I confirm the call for you at that time?
Yeah, sure, please.
Your call with Max is confirmed for next Monday at 3 p.m.
All right, so now that we initiated the call, what we need to do is go to N10. And then this is where we set the logic before. We go to the executions. You might see some errors. That's perfectly normal. And that's because we did not map out the fields in the webhook, which we will be doing now. So now we want to go to the executions to get the fields or the JSON that we got from the call. So we go back to the editor, we go to the webhook, we say set mock data, we delete that, we put our JSON, we save, and there we go. Now we have the call recording being stored there in the webhook. And now what we can do is do a test workflow. So now hopefully, yeah, will give us an error, which is fine. And now we can pretty much put all the fields. So that means transcripts, boom. We can put the summary. Let's see if we get the phone number actually. Oh yeah, we do with the Retell dynamic variable. Voila, and we also get the email. Fantastic. And what we can do now is test one more time. Voila, we should be done. Yep, here we go. So we have the transcript, we have also the summary, the phone number, and the email being mapped out exactly like that. All right, so that was pretty much it. Quick overview of how to set up a quick agent on Retell AI. If that was helpful, please consider leaving a like. And if you have any questions or you want to talk to me directly, feel free to book a call in the description below. It's free, so make use of that. And with that said, I thank you so much, and I see you in the next video.